Peter Pan, that's what they call me. Promise that you.
Hello my beautiful people, it's Cynthia Lee here, aka Humble Mama, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Definitely, if you haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button down below, and also make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and also make sure to follow my social media, which will be linked right here, so definitely go check that out, guys. Jumping right into this video, as you can tell by the title, this is my labor and delivery story time video with pictures, since unfortunately I wasn't doing YouTube at the time. I don't have the raw footage, unfortunately, because it was definitely an experience, guys, and I wish that I documented it, but all I got are pictures that I will be inserting throughout this video. So getting started into the story, I'm just going to talk about what I went through while being pregnant, because as a first time, obviously being pregnant and giving birth and everything, it was definitely not the ideal experience. I mean, a lot of people go through, you know, their pregnancies and stuff, like really, like it's like a blessing, you know, and it's like you go through it and it's just super nice all the way through. And honestly, I thought it would be nice because I actually got pregnant in the summer, so mainly all I had to worry about through the summertime was just being sick, and I was sick all the time, guys. It was so bad. I could not keep like anything down. Even juice would trigger it. It was so bad. I dreaded every second, every minute of it. It was bad, but ultimately my hard times through pregnancy was actually in the cooler months, so that's why I was like, I should be glad about it. But ultimately what I went through my pregnancy was not ideal at all. Sorry about the lighting change, literally the sun keeps coming in and out, so sorry in advance. But yeah, so literally through my pregnancy, I experienced, like I said, a whole lot of sickness. I experienced cramping, not too much, but mainly like the beginning was like some cramping. So I was like I don't know what this, and then everyone told me it was my uterus stretching, and I'm like, great. So I was like, this hurts. And so later throughout my pregnancy, I ended up getting a whole lot of
this is so awesome.
brain fart, a whole lot of amniotic fluid in my stomach, or in my
Let's find out.
whatever it's called surrounding him in the sac or whatever, and it's called poly something. I'll put it down right here so you guys can look it up and stuff, but it was really tough, you guys. Like, there's some people that have a lot of fluid and very low fluids. So I had a lot of fluid, and honestly I have no idea how that happens. But it caused like a lot of complications. Like, even to start with, I never been diagnosed with like diabetes or anything like that, but I had super low sugars. Like, I'd be walking around at a 42, guys, like I was fine and like everything, like fine and dandy, and I didn't even know about it until the people I was staying with before, they were all diabetics, and so they pricked my finger and checked my blood sugars, and that's how we knew that, oh gosh, like, I have low sugars. I can easily get fainted. It was rough. Like, my old job, I would literally be sitting on the floor so at my old job there's like this, there's these computers on the wall, so we'd be charting, because I'm a CNA, fortunately not working right now, but anyway, so I'd be charting on the wall, and I would get so like dizzy, I would have to sit down, and literally it was just like the worst thing, because I was also like super sick, super nauseous, you know. It was bad. It was really bad, especially working, and my job was just, you know, yes, the money was fantastic, honestly, but personally, the staff and just everything about the place was not. Like, literally, they were horrible. People quit literally every day. And so technically, so I had to stay for at least, I think it was 6 months, because they actually paid for my schooling to become a CNA, because there's a lot of programs out there. So if you guys want to go to, like, if y'all want to be a CNA, definitely look around in your area, because I'm sure there'll be places that actually pay for your schooling. You just have to stay there a certain amount of time or pay the money back. So I did my whole time there, because I was super thankful that they even, like, let me do this type of journey with them. But ultimately, I told them after I got pregnant, like, hey, like, I need help, and no one on my unit, on my shift, will help me. I even went as far as to asking the nurses, because I was expected to lift over 200-pound people every day, and people quit left from right. So obviously there would be like 3 CNAs on the whole unit, on only one unit, which is my unit, and I would have over 20 people to take care of and put to bed, to feed, and everything. It was just insane, guys. And I would tell them, like, hey, I had this doctor's note, you know, and all they would tell me is, oh, just ask for help. Well, I do all the time, and either they're all busy, and like I would go as far as to ask the nurses, and they said they're so busy, and I'm like, guys, I want to get my work done too. I don't like waiting around, so I ended up doing it by myself. And I always told, like, everyone I talked to, I was like, if I have a miscarriage, like, you bet I'll be suing them, because I told them multiple times that I need help. I can't lift that much. So it was just a rough experience for me. And then I ended up getting terminated back in that October. It was because my boyfriend's car broke down while bringing me one day, and I tried calling in the office and the phone wasn't working. So I don't know if it was my phone or just the connection in general, but they put it as a no call, no show, and then they fired me. So yeah, it wasn't due to pregnancy or anything like that, I believe, but it was just crazy, you guys. So yeah, it was a really rough experience for that part. And then also afterwards, after that happened, I had really, really bad acid reflux. Like, it was so bad. Like, I threw up so much. I had so much morning sickness, and then adding on top of that was the acid reflux, which I was still throwing up. It was so bad. I would only eat like this much, not even, and throw it up, because my acid reflux was so bad. And it was just ridiculous. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, when is this gonna end? So getting into almost labor and delivery, this is super funny. So I tried getting another job back in January, and unfortunately, due to this, what I'm about to say, it didn't work out, because what am I about to say? So I obviously got the job, no problem, and I passed every interview. So I have an orientation, right? Because it's like classroom stuff. And so I'm in orientation, and I started having contractions. Yeah. And so we're listening to whoever's talking right now, and I was just in so much pain. And obviously everyone knew I was pregnant. Like, I was super big. Like, I wasn't big for most of my pregnancy, but once I was about to pop, like, I got so big. And so everyone obviously knew I was pregnant. So I'm like in pain. I'm trying to, like, you know, sit through it, you know, just trying to like breathe and whatever. And I never took any classes. I was totally new at this. I had no idea what contractions would be like. It was all new to me in this situation. So I'm sitting there, and I'm in so much pain, guys. Like, it was unbearable. And this girl that was sitting next to me, or woman, because she was a whole lot older than me, she's like, "Are you having contractions?" And I was like, I honestly have no idea. And she slowly raises her hand and she's like, she's having contractions. And I'm like, what? Like, oh my gosh, like stop. Like I don't like attention on myself, okay guys? I rather be like invisible basically, and I've always been invisible like my whole life. So I've never been like, I don't like being in the spotlight basically. And I was like, I just got so much anxiety when she said that, because everyone looked at me like in like is she gonna be okay, like what's gonna happen? So then they all started freaking out, and then they told me to, you know, time them or whatever. And because of the poly, they were actually contractions, and the poly makes that happen. So ultimately I was having these real contractions but nothing was happening, and so I was timing them. They were all like 5 minutes apart, you know, and I called my doctor. They was like, yeah, go to the emergency room. And my boyfriend met me there, and it was just like, baby's not coming, blah blah blah. And I was like, what? And then so my midwife came in. She's like, so, because all the nurses would say there was, oh, they're just Braxton Hicks. I'm like, I don't think they're supposed to feel like this. And so my midwife comes in and she's like, you are having pre-labor contractions. Unfortunately, this is what poly does. They create the you to have premature contractions. And I was just like, you're kidding. Like, I'm already in pain and now I have to go through more? Awesome. So I would have contractions all the time since after that. And so basically I got through it, I guess, like the orientation, and then like I told you in the beginning, I had really low sugars. So I got really dizzy when I was orientating, like in the place I would be working at, and they told me that they don't think that I should be working, and then to wait after he was born and everything. But then guess what happened? COVID struck, so yay. Anyways, so yeah, so I ended up having to leave that job, unfortunately, due to all of my stuff that was happening during my pregnancy. And then I remember one night I was having really bad contractions that were like 3 to 2 minutes apart, and I called the doctor, my doctors, and they told me to just, you know, take a warm bath, and it made it a whole lot worse. I was like, it's bad, like it's really bad, guys, like I'm actually hurting like really bad, and the contractions were getting stronger. And so they said to come into the emergency room, and we went, and of course, you can guess, yep, I got sent home again. And I told Dustin, I was just like, that's it, like I'm done. I am done. This was my last thing. Like, I don't want, unless it's a life or death situation, I'm not going back unless it's the real thing. You know, no, I'm done. Done going. And this was like a week or two before my actual story. So, yeah. So we go. I'm so mad about what happened. Okay, so what happened was so we were just like, it was just a normal night, you know. And so I had like a little bit of shampoo left, okay? I have a point, I promise. Like about like this much shampoo left, okay? And I was waiting because I actually got my inducing date for the week after. So I was supposed to be giving birth on March 4th, and I was supposed to give birth the week, I think the week of March 4th? No, the week before March 4th. Yeah, the week before March 4th. And I was supposed to be induced because they were just like, I know you're in pain and everything. We obviously know that this is causing a lot of problems, so we set you an inducing date at 39 weeks. and I was so excited. You have no idea. And I was so excited. So then I told myself, oh, like, I'll take showers and stuff, but I won't, like, wash my hair or anything until the night before. Or the day of. Yeah, it was the day of, because I was scheduled to go in at, like, 6 or something, 6:30. And so I had this major feeling, Cindy, take a shower. Like, you should take a shower tonight. And I was like, should I take it? And I was like, no, like, I'll wait, because I have just a little bit of shampoo left. Always trust your gut, guys. Always. Because it is always right. I promise you that. It is always right. Always trust your gut. I did not. So, we go to sleep. And I remember at like 3 o'clock in the morning, around 3 o'clock, I don't know why I was lifting up my leg, but I was lifting up my leg for something, and just like an inch, not even, and it bursted. It was like so much fluid came out of me, and I'm just laying there, and I'm like, Dustin, my water broke. And he's like, what? And so he's like, are you sure you didn't pee yourself? I'm like, I'm pretty sure my water broke. Don't pee the bed. Like, no, I'm positive my water broke. And then so he turned on the lamp. He's like, oh, wow, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And it just kept gushing, guys. And it felt so gross. It was so disgusting. It was so gross. And so we had to like put a towel like on his seat in his car because I was gushing so much fluid. But like I said, I had so much fluid. So obviously what's in there is gonna come out. So I was like super scared too that his umbilical cord was gonna come out, because they like say that can happen and everything. Oh my gosh, I got so scared. And so I was like freaking out. And so we were driving. I mean, I was having little contractions, just not as much as my pre-labor contractions as I remember, I'm pretty sure. And so we're driving to the hospital. I posted that my water broke, you know, and everyone was just like, oh my gosh, like, congrats, and like all this stuff. And yeah, so then after that we got to the hospital, and these people say, oh well, we need to check you to see if your water broke. Like, what do you mean you need to check if my water broke? And so I mean, I didn't say that, but then Dustin was like, ma'am, all she has to do is stand up and you can tell that her water broke. So literally, they still were trying to make me go into like the room where they check you. I was like, I'm pretty sure if I say that my water broke, it broke. So I literally just leaned up, and they're just like, oh wow, okay, yeah, her water broke. And I was like, yeah. So they ended up wheeling me over to labor and delivery, and I think they only did that mainly because a midwife that we had that we honestly did not like very much, because I got switched midwives throughout my whole pregnancy, and so there was only one we did not really care for, and that was the one that was actually there in the first place. And the nurses said that she was the one that asked them to check me, I guess. But I mean, it's understandable because obviously we had so many false things for the past few weeks, but ultimately we knew that this was the real deal. And so we were kind of like not mad, but not happy that she wanted to check my water. So yeah. So she didn't even see us. Like, I think she saw us once for like 2 seconds. And Dustin might even say that she wasn't there at all. Like, I don't remember. I really don't remember. But all I remember is if I did see her, it was just one time, and then she was gone. She was there for like 5 seconds, not even, and then she left, and then I never saw her again. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Perfectly fine. So I was in labor for 21 hours, guys, after my water broke. It was super rough, but honestly, it was rough, but not really rough, because I, like we didn't really sleep that much, which is why I feel like it was also rough. But during the day, before he was born, there he is, before he was born, I was like so mad at myself for not taking the damn shower. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. For not taking the shower. And so I was like, you know what? I can't do my hair. And obviously, since when your water breaks, you're not supposed to get in water or absorb yourself in water. So I couldn't take a shower or a bath or anything. So I asked if they could get me one of those exercise balls, and they did. And then they put that like mobile, like to check like all of us or whatever, like check me and baby and see if there were just, it was like mobile. And so I was literally in the bathroom bouncing on the ball, putting on my makeup. Do I wish I like went live or something on Facebook? Yes, to this day I wish I was doing that, because it was so funny. And my midwife comes in and she's like, I'm impressed, like wow. And I was like, I know, like yeah. So I did everything full out. Like I did the wings, I did my eyelashes, I just did everything. I was going all out because I felt gross, and I was like, I'm gonna do my makeup. Like I'm gonna do my makeup. It was just so funny. But I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be gross looking, gross feeling throughout this whole pregnancy. Yeah, so then the good news is my sister ended up coming, who I wanted to come this whole time. And then I ended up making amends with my other eldest sister, and she ended up coming. During this whole pregnancy, I was kind of scared because I wasn't dilating like they wanted me to, even on Pitocin. And they told me that if anything, if I didn't like dilate anymore, I would have to go through a C-section. So I was really scared. And Dustin, I asked Dustin, I'm like, what do you think I should do? And he was like, I really don't want to make the decision, because his ex, who had his daughter, went through a C-section and she almost died. So he was like scared for his own reasons. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And so my mom ended up coming, and now she lives all the way in New Hampshire, so she came all the way down to Virginia for my pregnancy, and my eldest sister came from North Carolina to here, and all over the place. So I had my support system. We also had friends that used to live next to me and Dustin come by and see us and all that. So I had a good support system there, but I was just super afraid that I would have to go through a C-section, and I was really nervous about it. So thankfully I didn't. I went through it naturally. Not like I pushed and everything, but I definitely got the epidural. Not gonna lie about that. I told myself from the beginning, I'm a wimp when it comes to pain. I am getting the epidural. So I went through that like a champ, by the way. It did not hurt me at all. All I felt was pressure. But I will say now my lower back does hurt a lot more than it used to. But that won't stop me from getting another one next time. So yeah, but yeah, it did not hurt me at all. And it was completely numb. And it felt a whole lot better when they were checking me down there, because I didn't feel anything. 1 second, guys. And I'm back. So, yeah, I went through that like a champ, And so, then, I think what happened after that, I finally reached 10 centimeters, and it was time to push. I was pushing for like an hour, close to an hour and a half. That's only because when I was pushing, like nothing down there hurt, like nothing. It was my shoulder blades, guys. It hurt so bad. So when I moved my head down like you're supposed to, it hurt even worse. I was just like, oh my god, like why do you guys want me to be in pain? Oh gosh, it hurts so bad. It was just my shoulder blades, nothing else. It was just my shoulder blades that hurts so brutally bad. And so during so people were like, you know, like rooting me on and everything. My sister was saying that her boyfriend would get me a Whopper because I was craving burgers like my whole pregnancy, guys. Did you see that? What am I gonna do? 1 second. And I'm back again. Yes, like I was saying, they were like, I was obsessed with burgers and everything. So they were telling me like, oh, we'll get you a Whopper when you're done. And I was like, okay. So I was like, and I hadn't eaten in like over 24 hours. I was extremely hungry. So, yeah. So I was still pushing for a long time, and then finally, like the last 15 minutes, Dustin ended up pushing my head like forward, and that's how he came out faster, but it hurts so bad. Not him pushing, just like my shoulder blades, guys. But finally, our baby boy came into the world, and it was the greatest experience just seeing him. And I will enter a clip right now. As you can see, we were extremely blessed to even have him in our lives. He was actually very unexpected, but literally a blessing in mine and my boyfriend's life and all of our lives. Like, he just brings joy to us all. And he is literally this amazing baby. I love him so much. He is my world. Like, he is literally everything to me. He is so, I can't even express like how amazing he is. I am extremely blessed to have him in my life. Every time I think about him, I just end up smiling, and he's just so great. He's so smart, he's so handsome, he is amazing, you guys. And for all of you out there who's watching this, you know, if you're about to give birth or something, or you just want to see other people's experiences and everything, just know that is the most rewarding thing in a person's life. Unfortunately, a lot of people cannot conceive or give birth, and I honestly give my heart and soul out to those people, because there's always adoption, and ultimately it's love that surrounds it. Love is what keeps everything running. Love is the main reason why this experience is so rewarding, because it's all about love. Yes, it's with the person that you love, and you're creating another human being out of that love, but adopting is the same type of love. You're giving your love to someone who never had it. And, you know, it's a hard thing. If you got told before that you can't ever, you know, it's going to be super hard because you want that special thing. But let me tell you, you'll have that special thing someday. Ultimately, it might not be yours personally until you make it yours. And a lot of people don't realize that. But this is a rewarding thing, but like I said, it's all about love. It's about love and how you choose to use your love. And thankfully, miraculously, I had love grow inside me. I delivered this huge thing of love. By the way, I might add, by the way, he was born 2 weeks early, okay, and he weighed 8 pounds and 12 ounces. What? And literally, they predicted he would have been at least 10 or 11 pounds if I went full term. So, yeah. Yeah, he was a big boy. And he's only almost 6 months now, and he weighs over 20 pounds. It's crazy. It's so crazy. And then so Dustin keeps hoping that he's a little football player. And ultimately, like, you know, I wouldn't mind. Football is like my favorite sport, so obviously I hope so. But I really hope that he's into any sport because I obviously want him to have that, you know, that fitness in his life and all that. I know I shouldn't be the one talking right now about this stuff because, like, as you can probably see, but I am working on it, guys. And if I lose enough weight where I want to, I will definitely be telling you what I've been doing. But like I'm saying, totally off track. But I really want him to, you know, have fun and make friends and like the sports and everything. I also just want to be that mom to like bring him to practices and everything. So yeah, but I already said something about baseball. Baseball is definitely not my favorite sport because it's so boring. But I did say to Dustin, if he ever does baseball, I'll always be there cheering him on. However, I'll also be very, very tired. I'll just probably fall asleep when all the other people are up, and then when he's either like when they're on the bases or everything, I'll watch then. But when their team is, but unless he's pitching, girl.
Looks like that's the last of the penguins.
Anyways, you guys, that was my story. I hope you got something from it, especially the whole love talk. But yeah, he, like I said, is truly my blessing in my whole life, and I would not change him for the world. He is just so amazing. Yeah, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video, my labor and delivery video, along with, you know, some other facts about my pregnancy. But I will definitely be seeing you guys in my next video. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful day. And yeah, so I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.
That's what they call me. I promise that you never be alone.